Hi, Sean Huckster here. Welcome to the Mighty Max Rabbit Hole Awards. This is a series of short videos in which I take my Mighty Max collection and I choose the best, and sometimes the worst, not always, of the collection in various categories. Today we're talking about the worst villain and the best villain. Let's talk about the worst villain for a second. So, worst doesn't always mean it's the most evil. It could just be the most cringy or silly looking or something. Nominations, I'm going to start with Doom Dragon, which has Raven Dark, but it also has Doom Dragon, which has got to be the silliest of all Doom monsters in the Mighty Max series, maybe. Again, nomination. I'm going to go with Skull Dungeon, and go with Dr. Gore, because he, again, quite silly looking. So that's two. Let's see. I'm also going to go with Ape King. And the ape. No, you know what? I can't go with the ape. I have to go with... He is not a villain in the story, at least in the comic book. But I think I'm going to include him. And I think of the worst of these three in the nominations, I got to go with this guy. Oh, you know... I mean, I go with this guy because of the stereotypical nonsense we see here, but look at this. This is supposed to be a villain? Okay. The winner, or loser, of worst villain? Doom Dragon. Absolutely. So let us put these guys aside. Sometimes it's hard to close these things. What have I got done? Phew, that was tough. Okay, sometimes putting the characters back is a bit of a challenge. Luckily, I don't have to worry about this one because I didn't move anything. All right, let's go with the best villains. So I'm going to pull in some of these villains now from these sets here. And there's a number of them, so there's like 6 here. But I want to call on a couple to add some competition here. But I really like Lignan, who is, and I like this because it's so bizarre. It is so strangely bizarre. This twisted tree is the villain in this piece, in the hand. And the way he fits into the case is absolutely stunningly brilliant. Over here, I'm going to go with the Raptor, I think. Now, the Raptor fits beautifully in here if you push him in far enough. He's actually designed to fit into a gap in there, and a lot of people don't really know that. They fit him in there like just loosely, but he is meant to slam in there. So I'm going to go with the Raptor from the Dino Lab, and put him aside for a moment. I forgot to include Dr. Zygote in the worst, just because he's goofy looking, but he really wouldn't have won. Then we're going to go with Lava Beast. Now, I have some opinions about Lava Beast as a set itself, but as for the villain, I gotta say that the beetle in the Lava Beetle is one of my favorite of all of the monsters. So he definitely gets a nomination. By the way, I've been painting. So let's take these guys out and line them up for the award ceremony. But that's not all. Zomboid. Zomboid has, as a lot of them do, 2 villains in there. There's the brain, and then there's the Slugon, the slug itself. I'm going to nominate both of those because I kind of like both of those. Over here we have Rattus. Now, Rattus, I'm not going to nominate the spider because the spider's a spider. Hard to find and rare, but I don't like him. But I do really like Rattus himself. He very much looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character. I like him. Then we have, last but not least, in the Lizard set. Let me open them up here. We have the Parasite Prince and the Ulcer. The Ulcer and the Parasite Prince are both nominated for 2 reasons. Look at this. This is just creepy. I mean, and of course the tail turns. Look at this. This is creepy. So for best villain, I think that's definitely a contender. And also these are the parasites, the ulcers. These are the ulcers. I really love the way they do this because the ulcers have these 5 legs, which are the toes of the lizard. And we see that throughout the lizard set. We see the toes here, but that is another one, you see, because the tail is coming out here and it's going out through. Down here we have more toes on the inside of the lizard, each of which come up to another of these ulcers. And then there's another one here. There's a whole bunch of them throughout the system, throughout the set, but this is the one that comes loose and you can play with. And it has this lamprey-like mouth under here. And I gotta say, this entire set is so creepy. I love it. So those are my contenders for best villain. Now, I think I gotta go with this. I gotta go with the ulcer. I think this is ingenious. The fact that it uses the toes of the lizard and the way it latches into the lizard and locks down, but also this. This is absolute genius. And I'm absolutely in love with it. So the winner of best villain is the ulcer from the lizard set. And that's the worst villain and the best villain. So next one, I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next, so tune in and you'll see for yourself. Sean Huckster, welcome to the Rabbit Hole Awards. Bye.